Hi everybody, this is Michael from the Online Swim Coach. This morning I'm actually coming to you from Sydney in Australia. So as you can see, I can prove that because I've got the iconic Sydney Opera House directly over my shoulder. Guys, I wanted to talk to you very quickly this morning about something that I think is very important for parents. One of the most commonly asked questions that I get from parents is about how much training their children should be doing at the different age levels and the different age groups. Now, this is an interesting question because the thing is, I've been involved in this sport as a coach and as a swimmer now for 40 years. I was a competitive swimmer. I competed at the national age and open level. I was a medalist in Australia at the national age and open level. So I have a very good appreciation of the training that's required to compete at the national level. I trained with very good coaches. I trained at the Australian Institute of Sport for a period of time. So I know what it's like to prepare and to train very hard, I might add. In relation to how much training, there's always a question mark. I think for every one athlete, for every one swimmer that you're going to find that does X, you're going to find another one that you might find they do Y. But what I can tell you, one of the things I can tell you, I can give you some ballpark figures. I can give you what I think are sort of ideal training expectations, training attendances for the different age groups, right from I guess junior squad when you first out of learn to swim, right through to competing and training for the international level. So it's just starting at the very youngest age group. So if you've got a child who's training in the mini squads and they're out of learn to swim, I think once again, how much is enough? I think they're definitely physically and mentally capable. So we're talking 5 to 7 years of age. They're definitely capable of training maybe once or twice a week for an hour at that level, maybe 45 minutes to an hour doing training sessions. And that's not going to be a challenge for them at all. In fact, they could do more really if they had to. If you move up into the next age group, so let's have a look at the 8 to 10 age bracket. It's generally speaking, I would encourage swimmers who are serious about their training and want to compete at a reasonable level. They don't necessarily want to be the best of the best, but they want to compete at they want to try to improve and be competitive. Once a day is something to aim for. So that might be 5, maybe up to 5-6 training sessions a week. Usually that would be anywhere from 1 hour up to an hour and a half of swimming in any given training session. So if we move from there, so that's 8 to 10. If we move up to that next age bracket, which is like 11, 12 or 11 to 13, this is where things really start to get a little more serious if you're serious about your swimming. At this level, you should probably be aiming to train minimum once a day, so that's your 5-6 sessions a week. As I said, 11 to 12, 11 to 13 years of age, I would say up to maybe 8 training sessions a week. Now let me stress please, that they are physically capable of doing more. I've coached 2 young ladies who went on to win world championships, break world records, and at 12 years of age they were training 9-10 sessions a week. So they're definitely physically capable of doing that. If you move on to the next age group, which I guess is your 13 to 18, what I guess in Australia we'd probably refer to as the youth level, that is where realistically, if you want to be competitive, if you want to compete at the state and national level, you really need to be training 8 to 10 sessions a week. Usually those training sessions are an hour and a half to 2 hours. So by the way, I didn't mention the 11 to 13, 11 to 12, really they should be doing around about that hour and a half per training session. 13 to 18, 8 to 10 training sessions, an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time. Once you have swimmers who are training and preparing for the national, international level, you really should be looking at a minimum 9-10 sessions, swimming sessions that is, plus, and generally they're 2 hours, maybe even more, anywhere from 2.5 hours a time. So parents in particular, I thought that I would just spend a few minutes this morning whilst I'm standing here in the heart of beautiful Sydney. A little bit overcast today, but it's not too bad. I thought that I would just give you some information, give you some guidelines on what type of training, the number of training sessions per week you should be perhaps looking for from your children if you want them to develop into good athletes, into good young swimmers. As I said, it's always one of those things where there's always going to be one swimmer doing one thing and other swimmers doing others. I've given you some guidelines. Please contact me if you want to ask any questions. You can contact me via the Facebook page. That's the Online Swim Coach Facebook page. You can contact me via email, inquiries at theonlineswimcoach.com. If you've got any questions, please send them to me. That's not a problem. I would love to see parents contacting me. I've already had a number of parents contact me in week 1 regarding their children and training programs, technical questions. Please, if you have any questions for me, if you want to give your children the best opportunity to improve, the best opportunity to compete at a higher level, then please look at the products that I offer at the Online Swim Coach. I can help your child swim with better technique, swim more efficiently, and swim faster. Okay, very good to speak with you once again. Michael Piper from the Online Swim Coach. Thank you very much for your time today.